Hello viewers, I'm Avatar04 here. I'm back and I actually have some Avatar news to talk about and yeah, some pretty exciting stuff. So let's get started with the Avatar news. There's a book titled Avatar: The Last Airbender Legacy, and it's coming out supposedly October 23rd this year, so not too long. And I think I might have talked about this in an earlier review because it was announced quite a while ago. Let's see, like last summer or something, and the release date kept getting pushed back. And it was a cool concept, I remember, because it talks about Aang writing something and passing it down to Tenzin as the next future hope for airbenders and all that stuff. And that's the whole point of it, and it has little clippings and everything. So it's one of those interactive type books where it has the posters and everything that you can get out and the little cards and stuff. So yeah, I don't really know much more about it other than that because we just now got a cover, and let me pull it up real quick. I think I have it on here. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, they still haven't released a full HD version. I've been looking every day because I want it because it's adorable. Okay, so here, published by Inside Editions, which is a popular book company. If you don't know, they've made some stuff for Nickelodeon in the past with Ninja Turtles and stuff. And yeah, it says Avatar: Last Airbender Legacy, and then it has a cool design on the sides with the 4 elements and some cool art. And then it has Tenzin with Aang in the middle. I mean, not Tenzin, well, yes. But, I meant to say adult Aang with little Tenzin, and it's adorable, and I want it as like a big print. So maybe that'll happen, I don't know. So, yeah, that's that, and let's see, what's next? Okay, Korra is nominated for another award. It's for Outstanding Achievement in Youth Programming for the TV Critics Association, so it's a pretty big deal considering it's a really formal critics award, and it's up against not just animated, it's just random things. I can't really remember. I think it's Star Wars Rebels, Gravity Falls, some others that's not animated. But yeah, so at least it's nominated. It's the only Nickelodeon thing nominated for the award, so yay. Maybe that'll show some Nick something. New Nick.com games. Yes, Nick.com, for one thing, I don't think I've said this in a past video recently, but they've added Avatar to their the main website again, because for a long time it's been on Nicktoons, their website, and now they've added Avatar in their list of main shows, which I think is good on their part. That's a pro, I guess. So yeah, I'll talk about that. I think it might come up again later in my Nickelodeon discussion and rant and everything like that, all that jazz. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to add that in case you haven't seen. It's pretty cool. Check it out. New Nick.com games. There's one. It's like a card game type thing where there's a lot of Avatar and Korra cards that you have to unlock. I unlocked all the ones that I could get easily. I'm still trying to unlock more Avatar ones because they're really kind of cool. But it's, in the end, I only care about Avatar and Korra. They did add a cool Avatar and Korra level called Bring Balance to the World, where it has different backdrops and you fight like Kuvira with on a card and everything. It's kind of cool. But other than that, besides that level, I don't really care because it's like SpongeBob. I don't care. I'm like, here's my Avatar card. I would kick your butt. But yeah. So yeah, that's a fun game if you want to go play it. It's Nick.com once again. And then another one for all Korrasami fans. You can play as Korra and Asami, and sometimes on a team they team up as, like, and their designs are adorable. I don't have a picture, but yeah, they kind of shrunk them down and they're like in a soccer outfit. There's a lot of fan art. I don't think Nickelodeon ever got from a game. It was like trending on Tumblr. It was a big deal because of Korrasami and all the fans, and we're desperate for something to talk about. And when that happened, there was a lot of fan art of them playing around in their soccer uniforms, and now they have a basketball one, I think. But yeah, it's kind of fun. It's more fun than the card game, just because you can play as Korra, and Asami has, for power-ups, Korra goes into the Avatar state, and like an element ball goes around her, and then she can catch the ball in midair and throw it, and all that stuff. And you play against SpongeBob and everything. I like beating SpongeBob because he cries and it's funny. And Asami has their electric glove and everything. So yeah, those are cool games. And also there's a new Avatar one. I haven't played it because whenever I try to, sometimes it just doesn't come up, and I don't know why. But I'm hoping I'll be able to play that soon. It's called Sozin's Echo, I think. I don't know much about it, but just because Nickelodeon just said, hey, we released a new Avatar game. Hey, okay. So that's literally all they said about it. And so yeah, quite a bit of news, and also just announced today, San Diego Comic-Con, obviously since Korra's over, and the crew has kind of departed and went their own ways. There's not going to be an actual Korra panel, which stinks for Nickelodeon because that's normally their big one in like Ballroom 20. The other ones are kind of just small rooms because no one cares about them. And so yeah, they're bringing SpongeBob and Ninja Turtles or whatever, but I don't care about that stuff. There is going to be a Korra autograph session, I think the Nickelodeon website said. Yeah, but we don't know. I think they just said the creators. So Mike and Brian and maybe the cast. So it'll just be like a meet and greet autograph session. And they are going to have some things at the new Nick booth. Some new merchandise, a cool poster, and a Lin statue for all you Lin fans out there. And I'll pull those up right quick. Actually, I don't have a picture of the statue because I forgot to pull it up, sadly. But, let's see. Yeah. Here's the poster drawn by Mike. I mean, not Mike, Brian. On the Tumblr. He posted it as like a stamp, I think, before, and then he like finalized it for a poster thing. And yeah, it has a cool vibe. It's different. It's not as colorful. I saw one comment. They're like, I'd just rather have a regular color poster with a cool design on it. I'm like, yeah, but this is kind of different. It has like Chinese calligraphy and has both Aang and Korra. Since now it's kind of over, I'm curious what all they'll do in the coming year since the fandom's still massive, especially at cons and stuff. And Nickelodeon knows that, as I'll bring up later. So yeah, it's a pretty cool poster. And once again, the Lin statue. I'm just a little confused. Like, Lin's cool and all. Why? We have the Aang statue. If this is gonna be a big thing, I don't know why they just decided, hey, let's do a Lin statue instead of like, I don't know, a Korra one, or maybe, since it's most recent, a Colossus, since it would best translate into a statue because it's just or an action figure or something that, I don't know. And I don't know. It's cool that they're just making new stuff, and since they're making the Lin one, I think that they'll continue making them and hopefully make a Korra one in the future. Kuvira, maybe, because I love Kuvira, and I don't know. Lin just wouldn't really be I don't really know if I'll get it. I might. It depends how expensive it is. If it's as expensive as the Aang one, which I'm definitely getting just because it's Aang, probably not, just because Lin's not really one of my favorites, but it's cool. And yeah, once again, they're making new stuff. Hopefully they'll make some more. So yeah, that's all the news for right now. And maybe we'll get something out of Comic-Con. I don't know. I doubt it. If anything, comics and everything. So yeah. Now, 10 minutes in, I'm finally getting to the main gist of my video. And in this video, I haven't done one in a long time, and now that Korra's over, I'll kind of like look back, reminisce about everything Nickelodeon did, good and bad, mostly bad, to the Korra fandom in the past like 4 years. Okay, I'll start out with, on a high note, the pros. There's like 3. 1, they're not really in order. The other ones I kind of did it book 1, book 2, book 3, book 2 off season, whatever. But the pros are just kind of listed. Big representation at Comic-Cons, especially San Diego Comic-Con, for like the past, I don't know, 4 years. Even after Korra was just put online. It was a big deal. They still continue to make it a big deal now that the show's over. They didn't have to do anything. And yes, that's not as much as they normally do. Like, they normally have the massive panel and everything, the biggest panel they host. But still, they're still doing stuff. And at cons, they're like, it seems like they love Korra so much. But then outside of cons, they just like treat it like crap. But yeah, so they have big panels, big representation at Comic-Con. For example, like, they go, like, I think it was back 2 years ago or something, 2013. They had a really cool idea of hosting a Korra scavenger hunt and giving out prize packages, and yeah, it was just cool. They got like, yeah, they went all over San Diego, the arena, looking for something. I don't really know. Obviously, I wasn't there, sadly. I just saw pictures on Tumblr for a few. Yeah, they just kind of went around, or they just gave them hints, and whoever found it got a cool basket of Korra goodies and stuff. So yeah, they seem to really like bringing it to cons and stuff. I hope they continue to do that, or at least show some representation there. And picking it up for a total of 4 books after only 1 season. So yeah, basically they especially added the 2 seasons because they were already expanded it, but yeah, that's unlikely to greenlight it for 4 seasons after just 1. So that was a good thing. And I can't really say much more than that. That's kind of impressive for a thing. But yeah, that's one thing I like about them, really. But only main show release on Blu-ray, and that was true because I remember everyone was making such a big deal out of it. We still want Avatar on Blu-ray, but Korra was so beautiful in HD that they gave it a chance, and it worked out really well for them. And it's still like one of their main, beside movies, like releases on Blu-ray, which is cool because it's the only main show I think that's on Blu-ray for them, which, you know, that shows something, I guess, from Nickelodeon. So yeah, let's start out with book 1. So since there wasn't much happening obviously before that, really, they didn't do anything wrong leading up to it. It seemed pretty cool. So yeah, book 1, Air. Nickelodeon started out good for the first few episodes. They were promoting it, showing reruns quite a bit actually, especially the premiere. They showed it like literally at least once or twice a day. In just those 2 episodes, it was so cool. I was like, okay, obviously they're not gonna, I don't think they're gonna show it every day after like the premiere kind of calms down. Everyone's at least seen the premiere, know it's out there. I think maybe like then for episode 3 they showed it a little bit, a few days a week at like 3. I was like, okay, this is what they're gonna show it normally, just like once or so a day until we get several episodes, then maybe 2 or 3 just random episodes, maybe even bring back Avatar or something. And then past episode 4 there was literally, you know, starting with episode 4 there was literally no reruns. They just like dropped them. I don't know, I still don't know, and I probably never will, most likely not at this stage, why they did that. It seemed like they were doing so well, especially in book 1 when the ratings were high, but for some reason they just stopped and they never brought reruns back to the main channel. They're on Nicktoons, but not really that present like Avatar ones. But yeah, that stinks. And then yeah, past episode 5 that really dropped down. Still no reruns, lack of promotion and promos at the end of episodes, like next week on Legend of Korra, blah 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 blah. They didn't do that. They just showed random stuff, and it wasn't exciting or nothing to speculate on. The only one they did for after that was obviously the finale, and I think episode 9 just had Aang in it. They just wanted her to say Aang and try to pick up more viewers from that, I guess. But yeah, so once again, no reruns, lack of promotion after leading up to the finale. So yeah, and after book 1, since it was a big deal, especially getting the big numbers that I did, I was like, okay, they're gonna start promoting it now, because obviously we didn't know how long it was going to be for book 2. We just knew it would at least be around a year, and it ended up being like 15 months, but whatever. I'll talk about that in a minute. There was like no merchandise or exposure at all in stores or anything. You did not see anything at all during after book 1 or during book 1, which is really odd because of Ninja Turtles. It was never really a big hit like Korra, but just because it's the Ninja Turtles and like it already has a built-in fan base, not just for the Nickelodeon cartoon, because what I've seen, a lot of people, not as many people like the Nickelodeon one as much as they do the other ones. It's like the Ninja Turtles and Nick think it's popular when it's really not that popular, especially now. And they started like release, and they're still doing it, just like random stuff. I think I saw like a few days ago they're like making cooking stuff for Ninja Turtles. I'm like, why? And especially when it's getting less views than Korra was on TV, it's just not fair, which I'll talk about later. Back when it was getting decent, like reviews and stuff, not as good as Korra, they were getting all the merchandise and nothing for Korra at all in stores or anything. A lot of people didn't even know it existed. They're like, oh cool, an Avatar spinoff? I love that show. I've never heard of Korra. And yeah, Nickelodeon could have hit a gold mine with Korra, but nope. That was never really their strong point. And okay, from book 1 to book 2, the off season in between, obviously the dreaded 15 months of just waiting desperately for a piece of news, and without any notification from Nick or reason stated by the company. And we know that they had animation problems. Tell us, Nick. If you told us on Twitter, then we wouldn't be so uptight and asking you every single day when's Korra coming back, because we were growing impatient because you don't talk to us. And literally, they were ignoring fans. It wasn't nice or cool at all. And yeah, literally we had nothing. The creators had to kind of post a screenshot or two every now and then, every few months, to keep the fandom alive, which it still killed off quite a bit of the fandom. Yeah, no communication hardly at all with fans on Twitter or anything. Still no merchandise or exposure within those like probably 2 years of like Korra being out. And still no reruns. I actually thought they were going to start airing them after book 1 since they won't have any new episodes. No, they completely dropped it from the schedule until book 2 started. Waited over a year before season 1 was released on DVD, which was stupid. I don't know if they were trying to hold off just to get closer to book 2, but I think it would have been smarter for them to release it probably around Christmas, at least a few months after book 1 ended, instead of like over a whole year after it ended. That was kind of stupid. And right before book 2, there was an exciting thing called Comic-Con, and where we finally got the explanation that Nick failed to tell us all this time. And also the enhanced experience, the iBook that I made a video about. Yeah, how they said they were going to update it throughout the rest of the other books, and they never did. They still have just book 2 stuff and hasn't been updated in like 3 years. And I'm like, what happened to that? That was a cool idea. Really cool, actually. And nope. They completely dropped that with no mention of it once again. So, book 2. Little no promotion leading in, which led to the decline in ratings. Inconsistent time slot. I was like, okay, Friday nights normally don't get as many ratings, but hopefully if they just keep it there and make it solid, just keep it at the same time, it shouldn't be that bad. But they kept on jumping it around. Went from like 7 to 8 to 8:30, back to 8 to 7:30. And lucky for me, I run a Twitter fan site for Avatar, so I constantly check for news like every hour or so, and their Twitter and everything, just see if something's up, especially when it was airing. And I knew when to watch Korra, but a lot of people didn't, and it ticked off a lot of people. So they basically killed off the rest of the fandom when it got down into the 1 millions. So yeah, just because of that inconsistent time slot, no one knew when to watch it. Then they completely rushed the last few episodes, and they just put the last 4 online in one night, and it was really kind of stupid. So yeah, they rushed it just for their fault for lowering the ratings like that. But, you know. So that was book 2. And so yeah, basically there was literally no mention or promotion at all. Still no merchandise, still no exposure. And that led to no one knowing that it was coming back, or that all the part of the fandom has kind of departed. And after the book 2, the off season before book 3, there was a normal wait. Like normally for a show it's like 7-8 months. That was correct for book 3. It wasn't as terrible as 15 months. The normal wait, but seemed like forever as a Korra fan, because worse than book 2, we literally knew nothing. Yes, it took like a lot, like over half the time, but when you're a Korra fan wanting at least some type of details of the or news from the new season, we literally knew nothing about them. We were just all speculation, which was okay for a little bit because I like doing that and talking with the fandom members and saying like, I think this will happen because Korra's opened the spirit portal, so will that cause something in the world? And like, oh wait a minute, what if Ko comes back and steals people's faces? That was kind of fun for a little bit, and then after a while I was like, okay, I kind of want to know at least where we're going with this new season, or a picture or something. And then they started posting the screenshots, and after I did that, it wasn't as bad. It was just, you know, I want Korra back. And then once again, hardly any communication from with fans on Twitter or anything. Then they announced the new season 1 week, literally 1 week, 7 days prior to the premiere. And I remember I made that video and I was ecstatic. It was exciting, but I was like, holy crap, that literally is 1 week. And how in the world are they going to promote it? Well, they did really little, if anything. They like showed a promo on Nick, but that only the people that watch Nick. I don't watch Nick, and I don't think a lot of the adult fans especially do, and that just didn't get the word out. IGN released it, that helped a little bit because all the adult gamers and everything, and that constantly check there for news, for movies, for Marvel and all that stuff. But other than that, it didn't get out like it was supposed to. And the Coronation site, remember, I think I might have made a video about that. It was a cool concept, brought the fandom together. It was really fun. I remember back when around book 2 was premiering, they started a phase, what they called it, and everyone had to like get so many followers to like, I can't remember what it is because literally it was like 3 years. Let's see. They like, you would post a link on your Twitter, and the number of link clicks it got, you got points, and the Korra fans, like whoever ended up when book 2 premiered with the most, got cool prizes. That was just fun because everyone was like my link, and click on it, share it, all that stuff. It was just fun as a Korra fan interacting like that with each other. But the Coronation site, and still is, I checked, just says book 3 change coming soon, and then book, like, no, it says new Coronation phase coming soon, and it still hasn't, and it's been froze like that for 2 years literally, and I guess they just dropped that. It stinks because it, once again, it was a cool way to really interact with the Korra fandom, even if they did it just during the off season when we had nothing to talk about. We won't complain about it really if we have something to talk about, obviously. And also, leading up to book 3, I know I made a video about this. There was literally no mention of it at the upfront. I understand they mostly focus on new shows, so I kind of gave them the pass on that, but normally they at least post a press thing where it says like, these shows are coming back this fall or something like that, or later this year. They didn't even have to have a date or a season or at all. And it had all the animated shows like Ninja Turtles, new episodes of SpongeBob, and then literally no mention of Korra, and they knew it was coming out later this year at least. And it was just really stupid. They like completely ignored it, literally. And I remember I was so mad, but you know, that's just not right. Especially the other shows, they don't have dates or anything. They just tell them that it's coming later. And with Korra, nope, they don't deserve that. But and then book 3. The high point, because everyone loved book 3, according to what I said in the fandom. I've seen in the fandom. At the beginning of book 3, it started out pretty good. Seemed to be rushing the episodes with 1-hour specials every week, but hey, I liked it. I wasn't going to complain. I was getting a whole other episode where I normally get only like 22 minutes of actual footage. We were getting like a normal hour of television, which fits in so much more, and it's awesome. For Korra, I thought that format worked well. Yes, it seemed like they were rushing it, but I wasn't really complaining about that because I was excited to get another episode every week. And then, after several days, I asked, and they said, we're not putting the first half of Korra episodes online anywhere legally for you to see it. Nick.com, iTunes, Amazon, or anything. We're making and they made a promo to brag about it, how you can't watch it online or anywhere else. If you miss it, sucks for you. You won't be able to see it until we eventually post it, and we're not even going to tell you that it's, like, you know, that it's available when it is, or, you know, it just don't. Especially, they normally at least put them up in case you missed it, because in case you're not home or something, which is really easy to do, especially with a high school or an upwards like fandom for the most part. We're, especially on Friday nights, we're not always gonna be home. And luckily for me, I never missed it. But other than that, there was no legal way to watch Korra, and it was annoying, and it was not right. And they didn't get our money. I mean, that's their fault. We would have been buying, and we were begging them to release it on Amazon for something, and we would pay it. But nope, no money for you, Nick, until later on. Little no promotion going in, no reruns. Then the bad thing happened. They pulled it from TV after it being their fault. And yeah, they were blaming the show's low ratings when it was their fault. And yeah, that just wasn't cool, and they made Brian explain everything, which was stupid. They didn't even have the guts to say it themselves. And they didn't promote or make a big deal about it premiering online that week. The people that aren't really active in the fandom, they're just kind of just know to watch it every week, probably the younger people, they completely, I guess, just stopped watching because they didn't know what happened to it. Because they didn't say, hey, catch the new Korra online. At least they could have done that. But nope. They posted episodes at random different times every week. They weren't consistent online. And early releases weekly on other sites like Amazon and everything, which meant all the tags are filled with spoilers for the episodes. They didn't actually premiere or make a big deal out of it, or stream it and then put it up later. It just wasn't right, and you could tell they didn't really care about it. They were just trying to burn Korra off at that moment. And into book 4, literally like 2 months wait. That was awesome. And since they didn't have, it was just online, so they didn't really have to worry about anything else. Little communication with fans once again. Still the same problems online, and they didn't fix them going into the show's final season or make a big deal out of it. We had to beg them to make a trailer, or at least reveal it to us. And little communication or promotion once again. The budget cut with Remembrances. They slashed the budget without telling the creators. I mean, so that they could try to work around it or something, or only make 12 episodes. They're like, nope, we're wanting you to make, we ordered 13 episodes, we want you to make that, but we're slashing your budget. So it's either fire some people, or that has helped you all these years on your show, or make a clips episode, which was not cool, especially how big Korra is. I guess they still don't know, and they just cut the budget, and it just wasn't cool. And they didn't, once again, they didn't bring it up themselves. They didn't have the guts to face the fandom and say what we did. They teased it with the fans, and they posted a picture of Mako and Asami. They're like, is Masami coming back? Like the shipper's question. And then it was an old screenshot, and I was like, why aren't they showing that? And then they made Brian explain everything, and he hated on them too, and they didn't. Obviously, they kind of left that part out when they posted, like, hey, when they posted what's up with this week's Korra. They got a lot of hate for that. Little amount of recognition for the last few episodes of the series, really burning Korra off at that point. They're like, okay, let's just get this off our shoulders, just get it out there, I don't care anymore. That's basically what it seemed like, at least. Which stunk, because the series finale was awesome. They could have at least made a big deal about that, or something, just because it's the series finale, even if it's online. It's been doing really well compared to what they said. And, like, their biggest show online. And still now, little to no merchandise or exposure whatsoever for Korra, really. And very little recognition or representation of Korra from the company. Mostly acting like the show never even existed. They're just kind of ignoring it. They put it up there every now and then. They know the show still has fans, I guess. They just don't really care, I don't think. Which stinks, because it's such a good show, especially comparing to the crap they air otherwise. And still no communication with fans. So that was my mostly rant, 3 positive things, discussion that Nick has done throughout the whole thing. And once again, yes, they did a little bit better today, because we got the San Diego Comic-Con stuff announced. But still, they're treating Korra basically like it doesn't exist. They're not answering fans' questions or anything. It's not cool, it's not right, but once again, we've dealt with it for like 3 years. We can do it. And just watch Korra, buy the DVDs, and just forget Nick. Yeah, don't watch Nick, don't do anything. Just watch Korra, enjoy it. Now we have the full season, the whole franchise, and to keep hoping for news to come out. So, yeah, sorry Nickelodeon, you could have had more money, but you chose to burn off Korra. So, yeah, kind of a downer video, I guess. I'm still mad at them. It's just really upsetting how good Korra was, and they just really didn't care about it. And they treated it like crap. But, yeah, I guess my next video will be the Rift review. I haven't forgotten about it. I just really wanted to talk about this. And so, yeah, keep your eyes out for that, and thanks for watching.